at your head. I ain't talking bald face. She don't fuck with baby daddies, fucking up the feng shui. Taking care of 4 kids, Sunday to Sunday. Flyer than round trips when she hit the runway. Comedy original, she do shit her own way. Made the stage her place, moving at her own pace. Fuck with her the wrong way, this gon' be a long day. She watch Basketball Wives, loving hip hop too. Born in 81, one day forward turned to 82. Funny, ratchet, and cute. She a winner, that's true. She don't even take L's, eating alphabet soup. Mayday, mayhem, 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 mayday, mayhem. She a cool black nerd, always been smart. Ever since she turned 8, wanted her name in the charts. Monty Python was a shit, Richard Pryor made a start. Red Fox and Eddie Murphy, inspiration to her art. Who you know got banned from the dollar store for throwing canned goods at a baby father though? She a good mother though. She ain't worried about laughs cause she gon' get a lot of those. Showtime at the Apollo dope. And she paint the perfect picture telling stories up in all the jokes. You don't really want the drama, bro. Cause Mabel cool, Mayday nice, Mayday want all the smoke. Mayday, mayhem, Mayday, mayhem, Mayday, mayhem, Mayday, mayhem, Mayday, mayhem, Mayday, mayhem, Mayday, mayhem.
And hello, y'all. Welcome back to the Mayday Mayhem podcast and stream. I am your host, Mayday Mayhem M. Now, they're doing work around here. So I'm going to try to at least show y'all my face. You can see that I'm here. So, but it might glitch up in between. So I'm not sure. Again, like I said, they're doing work around here. So again, hello. It's your girl, Mayday Mayhem. Ew. And I'm coming back at y'all with another stream. Now, right now, as you probably heard, Brittney Griner has been sentenced to 9 years in Moscow, in Russia. Now, you may be wondering, like, what had happened? Like, who is she? So, let's just give a brief little synopsis on who she is. Hold on one little second. Let's go ahead and pull her up real quickly. Real quickly. This is Brittney Griner. Now, Brittney was a United States basketball player. Now, she played college at what was it? For the Baylor Lady Bears in Waco, Texas. She's also an NCAA, get it right, basketball player to both score 2,000 points and block 500 shots. Okay, awesome background. But she also played for Russia. Now, in playing for Russia, you know, when you're going overseas, I'm just saying, when you're going overseas, and you know the laws and regulations here. Now, we're going to get into it later. Like, this is not the first time an American has been penalized for things that have done in other countries. Okay, we're going to get to Michael Fay. Just give us a second. But this is not the first time that this has happened. Okay, again, she was sentenced to 9 years. Why? She had a vape pen. And if you don't know what a vape pen is, it's marijuana. It's nothing but a liquid form of marijuana that's marijuana. That's just what it is. It's a liquid form. And it's a vaporize. So, you know, they have like the nicotine little pens, you know, the little cigarette little pens and shit. You know, they got those. So again, it's not nothing uncommon here in America. But see, that's here in America. And of course, you have some parts that's by Germany. There's also a part of Europe that are acceptive to marijuana, like Amsterdam. But again, that's not a part of Russia. I might have said Germany, but I meant Russia. It's not a part of Russia. They have different laws, just like here in America. Some states have medicinal use of marijuana, and you can go into dispensaries, and some places it is still illegal to have marijuana. It's still classified up there as a bad thing. Okay. But again, we're talking about Russia. She allegedly came from New York, came in, they found a vape pen. Now, if you've been going back and forth to Russia, you kind of know their rules. It could have been a mistake. And of course, she pled guilty and they gave her 9 years. But again, she's not the only person over there. Okay. Now, there's also, again, we have Brittney here. And these are the pictures that have been coming out about her behind bars. Now, if she's sentenced to 9 years, she ain't going nowhere for a very, very long time. She's going to be stuck there in Russia. They're still trying to get her extradited back, but I doubt it happening. But they're still trying. However, there's someone else over there. His name is Paul Whelan. Now, allegedly, he is a U.S., Canadian, Ireland citizen and part of the United Kingdom. And he was arrested on espionage charges. Now, they just gave him, 16 years in prison? 16 years. I think they either reduced it to 14, but I'm pretty sure it's 16. But his case is totally different from Brittney. Let's get that totally clear. Brittney had marijuana, okay, which I understand is not a good thing over there. But he over there for like espionage and things like that, which, of course, allegedly, he totally denies any of this happening. But, however, that's what Paul Whelan is over there for. Now, it may be one person that you may not have heard about over there, but this one is also very, very interesting. His name is Marc Fogel. Now, he's a 61-year-old teacher, and they gave him 14 years of hard labor for, again, in Russia. Now, these first three that I just talked about are all in Russia for having a vape pen and bud, So he's literally been locked up since last year, since 8/20/21. Now, I have a video that has just, been circulating within the past couple of days or so about Marc Fogel, someone that we have never heard about over there. So let's go ahead and listen to this. Go ahead and pull it up.
Between Russia and the U.S. over the fates of 2 Americans detained in Russian jails. One American has not been part of those intensifying negotiations. Amna Nawaz is back now with this story.
Russia's Foreign Minister Lavrov said today he'll soon propose a date for talks with U.S. Secretary of State Blinken as Russia weighs a prisoner swap to free detained Americans Brittney Griner and Paul Whelan. But there is a third American, also held by Russia and detained now for almost a year. His name is Marc Fogel. He's a 61-year-old teacher who has lived and worked in Russia for 9 years. And in a case strikingly similar to Griner's, Fogel was arrested when Russian airport authorities found vape cartridges and cannabis buds in his luggage in August of 2021. He was accused of intending to sell to students, convicted, and sentenced to 14 years of hard labor. Fogel's family says he suffers from chronic pain and the marijuana was medicinal. They want the U.S. government to bring him home. Joining me now from Missoula, Montana, is his sister, Ann Fogel. Ann, welcome to the NewsHour, and thank you for joining us. First and foremost, just tell us, how is your brother doing? Have you been?
I'm going to pause right here for a second now. If you first heard how it started off, he's a 61-year-old teacher. Of course, this is his sister that's speaking with the news anchor, which you can also find this at PBS. That's where I found it at. PBS news station. PBS has been around since I was like kid, which is Channel 11, WTTW, if you're old enough to remember that. But anyway, now he's 61 years old. He's been a teacher over there for at least 10 years, okay? Now, if he's been a teacher over there for at least 10 years and he does use marijuana for medicinal pains, which I also do, I use it because, again, I like it and I use it for medicinal use. But he's been teaching over there for 10 years and they said that he was allegedly going to sell it to students. What would make them think that he was going to sell the marijuana or the vapes to students? Now, allegedly, I've heard it was a half of an ounce. And I'm saying to myself, okay, if you've been a teacher over there for at least 10 years, I know you got to connect, like straight up. I know you got to hook up somewhere over there. If you've been over there for 10 years and use it for medicinal use. Now, allegedly, it said that when he came in, he didn't check a certain box on the paperwork. But again, if this is something that you normally do and you come in and out of the United States or in and out of Russia, and again, you're an American citizen, but you're teaching in Russia, you already know their laws. You know these other countries do not play. They don't play. And it's terrible that he's over there and he's 61 years old and he's been sentenced to 14 years of hard labor. Absolutely. It's terrible. It's unbelievable just for marijuana. But again, this is not America. This is Russia. This is another country with different laws and different things. Just like certain things that they have in other countries we don't allow here. There are other things in other countries that we do that they do not allow there. Again, yes, it said that Marc Fogel hasn't been come to the forefront like you have Brittney Griner or Paul Whelan. You know, you've never heard his name. So we're going to listen to some more of this. And then we're going to go back in time for a hot second.
Been able to talk to him or communicate with him in any way?
No one has talked to him. We are able to write some letters through the Russian prison system. It's a bit of a convoluted system though, because while sometimes he is able to get our letters in English, sometimes he gets them in Russian, and then they get translated into English. And then we get a photocopied picture of a handwritten letter, and we are then we have to find a translator where we are. There's a lot less.
Again, he's been teaching over there for 10 years. Like, again, he taught, college students. I find it hard that he can't understand Russian. I'm not being mean or anything. I'm just saying, like, I don't understand. But you know, again, we're another country, different rules, different concepts. Not sure, but let's listen a little bit more.
Some translation.
I'm sure you were watching Secretary Blinken announcing this week they've put forward a deal, a proposed deal to Russia. Secretary Blinken mentioned Brittney Griner. He mentioned Paul Whelan. He didn't mention your brother's name. And I just wonder what you thought in that moment.
It was a gut punch. It was a gut punch. We've been trying to raise our voices. We were advised by the State Department to keep a low profile through sentencing, which we did. And we've been really trying to follow the rules and really give the Russian judicial system a chance to work. Over the past year, of course, things have gotten so much, the relationship has gotten so much worse. So that became apparent that time was not playing in our favor at all. It's hard.
Now, again, you can watch the entire clip at pbs.com. Again, WTTW. to watch the entirety of the clip. But I just wanted to show you that, again, this is another American in another country. And again, I'm American. That's just like you going into somebody's house and they don't allow shoes to be worn in their house. You can't walk through their house with shoes on. If they say no, we don't allow that. We have socks. If you would like to put on, it could be for health reasons or any other reasons. Like, I feel that I don't like motherfuckers walking through my house with shoes on either. I don't know what you done stepped in when you've been outside. I don't know what you've been around. Hell yeah, I have a whole bin of socks at my front door. So if you come to my house, I have fresh packed socks. Here you go. You put socks on, walk through the house. You can keep them for all the fuck I care. Again, and this is something very prior to COVID that a lot of people did, a lot of my friends, when I go to their house, I automatically take my shoes off. It's an automatic thing because I know this is something they allowed that they don't like in their house. So again, when you're in somebody else's house, you have to respect their rules. That goes for countries. You're in somebody else's country, you have to respect their rules. You have to. And that brings us to Michael Fay. If you've never heard of him. Now, Michael Fay, back here in the 90s, he went to Singapore. Now, him and allegedly 8 other students, let me put his picture up. This is Michael Fay. In 94, him and about 8 other students, they vandalized cars, vandalized property, and allegedly spray painted cars and other vandalization in Singapore on like a 10-day spree. So when they finally caught their asses, him, Michael Fay, American student over there. Now again, you may be wondering, like, well, what the hell was he doing over there? It was something like what we used to call foreign exchange students. You know what I'm saying? I send my daughter to Singapore, and Singapore sends me their daughter, and I'm supposed to take care of them. Well, and again, he was along with 8 other students. So it was that type of situation. But again, you're in another country. Now, he was sentenced to have 6 lashes. Yes. See, they will literally whoop your ass in other countries. Now, see, here in America, we consider it barbaric. We really do consider it barbaric. But in other countries, we're going to tear that ass up so you don't do this again. You're going to remember this. And what they whipped him with was like a bamboo stick somewhat. And again, this is like a judicial system in other countries. Singapore, Indonesia, other places where they call it caning. You will get that ass toe up. So let me share with you kind of like what they did in Singapore to him. Let me pull it up. Okay, and you can literally find this clip at 8,000 say what? You know what I'm saying? So let's just listen.
In March, news a Singapore court had sentenced an 18-year-old American to 6 strokes with a bamboo cane swept round the world.
It's the first I've heard of it. I'll look into it.
And Michael Fay, who insists he was tortured into confessing that he spray-painted cars, was instantly caught in the middle of a raging debate.
Yes, says one. People should be responsible for their actions. Let the vandal take his beating, says another.
If anybody just put themselves in this position, I don't think anybody would want their kid or someone close to them to be beaten with a cane.
After President Clinton personally appealed for leniency, Singapore reduced the sentence from 6 lashes to 4. But that wasn't much consolation for Michael Fay.
I was bent over halfway. I mean, my back was bent in a 90-degree, and I was cuffed, buckled like this. And he's whipping it as he's going on each step. And
you hear the whip?
And yes, I can. Mm-hmm. And on the third step, he strikes, and it cuts open your buttocks. And there's a lot of pain. There's a lot of pain.
Throughout the incident, Singapore insisted its strict laws made it one of the safest nations on earth.
Now, as you see, it has happened before. You cannot go to another country and act a damn fool. Now, they literally caught him in the act, allegedly spray painting cars. Instead of 6, they gave him 4. And as you see in the beginning, you hear the whips and you see the whips. Whack, whack, whack. You literally hear and see it. And he says how they had him bent over and he got whipped. Again, you're in another country and you are disobeying their laws. Like even in Singapore, like I don't even think you can spit on the ground, even spit gum on the ground. Like that's against the law. Like literally some things that we say that's so tiny, minor, minute. Other countries do not play that shit. They don't play. I literally just showed you in 94 this boy got his ass literally whooped. Literally. In another country. For what? Why did he get his ass whooped? For allegedly vandalizing and breaking their laws. Now, again, that's just like when you travel to other states, you need to know the laws, what you can and can't do here, what is and ain't legal. You know what I'm saying? Every state I go to, I try to make sure, is weed legal? Because I have fibromyalgia and I ain't trying to get caught up in none of y'all little systems over here. You know, I'm in Atlanta, I ain't supposed to have no weed. And now I'm stuck down there because I had a joint because my joints was hurting. See, ain't nobody got time for that. No, I be trying to figure out where we going. Can I smoke weed? I don't give a damn about the alcohol. I'm not really a drinker like that. But can I smoke the weed? That's the question. And again, all these people, especially Brittney Griner, Marc Fogel, and Paul Whelan, again, it's a terrible situation to be in. Do I think they should be given that much time? No, absolutely not. But again, these are other strict laws in other countries that, again, we have no power over. We literally have no power over another country's laws and execution of their laws. We have zero to do with that. So with that being said, you know, I'm quite sure they probably will not be trying to let Paul Whelan go. They might try to give, you know, Brittney Griner back to us. Like, you know what, just take her back. And if they do that, they probably will do it also with the teacher. But I'm saying the teacher, the 61-year-old teacher, Marc Fogel, is kind of interesting because, again, he taught over there allegedly for at least a decade, at least 10 years. You taught over there. You know the rules. But you are caught with a vape and a substantial, what they call allegedly a substantial amount of bud, which a half an ounce to me is nothing. Like, sorry, that'll be gone in a few days. Just saying. But they're literally saying that it was a substantial amount of product and he was going to allegedly sell it to the students on campus. What would make you think he was selling it? Did someone say that? It seems like it's more holes to this case, and I would like to know the whole full background on what made what makes you think that he was going to sell it to the kids if he says he used it for medicinal purposes? Like, we don't know. We don't know. And I doubt they're going to let Paul Whelan go, especially if we talking about he was arrested on espionage and he's like a allegedly former ex-Marine. I don't think they're going to let him go. I don't think they're going to trade him. They might trade Brittney. They might even let Marc Fogel go. But Paul, I don't think he's going nowhere. Paul might be there for a minute. I hope not, especially with the Ukraine and Russian war that we have going on, and the tensions is high, especially with the United States and the rest of the world. So I feel for all the families involved. But again, when you go to other countries, you have to obey by other countries' rules. You really do. You can't be going in there acting a fool, making a mess in other people's countries. You really can't. So again, I hope that again they're safe, they're again healthy, they're not harmed in any type of way. But when you hear hard labor, that don't sound like, when I hear hard labor, I literally think of someone cracking rocks and busting them up. I know that sounds crazy, but that's what I hear. Or somebody picking up heavy shit and throwing it from one place and then picking it up. Like, that's what I think of, like manual hard labor. Like, that would be hard, That's harder than regular labor, That's hard enough. But again, I do pray for all the families involved. And it may seem senseless to us, but when you in another country, you kind of gotta abide by their rules. It's like when you in somebody else's house. You know what I'm saying? So we will be ending this stream for today. No one told you they love you. I do. I truly, truly do. Make sure you do better today than you did yesterday and strive for a better tomorrow today. I will see y'all next time for another Mayday Mayhem stream. We'll see what other interesting news I'm getting into. But again, everyone stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy, and I'll see y'all next time.